Okay, I think we're live, peoples. Apologies on my behalf. I messed up when I was doing some stuff behind the scenes and it threw us out. So I had to create a new link. So we're going to start now. And then I'm hoping Rodri and also Torch jump in when they receive the new link. So I shall start with no further ado. Okay, we got Torch backstage. Torch, what's happening? Can you hear us?
Yeah. Let me just apologize. Did you not just start now?
We've literally just started, so don't worry about it.
Oh God, you're so good. No, I had to go drop Sunday dinner to the missus and my son, innit? I was on that scooter blowing. I swear down.
So so don't worry, you haven't missed a thing, Torch. I've literally just started. So I am going to thank you guys for jumping on today. And I'm gonna start with we're gonna do a round robin, introduce ourselves. I'll introduce myself. Hopefully Rodri will jump back in as well. And then we'll obviously start and talk all things football. So let's start to my top right, which is the Shiki Dash. Please introduce yourself, brother.
What's good,
Go
people?
ahead.
Our esteemed pundits are here tonight. Welcome. My name is Dashiki Dash, a dash of sports. That's my YouTube channel where I talk all things sports related and all the hot topics and stuff like that. So thanks for having me here, Pat.
You are very welcome. And to my bottom left, we've got Torch. So please, Torch, introduce yourself.
Yo, people, Torch at What Happened Football on Twitter, YouTube, and mainly Instagram as of now. And Liverpool fan, but yeah, just speak on anything football.
And last but not least, for the moment, my boy Prime. Go ahead, brother.
Hi people. From the Football Terrace, and I'm a Chelsea fan. I've been here before.
Yeah, exactly. So we all know Prime, good guy. Prime, your vocals are a little low. I don't know if this you haven't got your mic all the way turned up. So, and obviously, I am Patrick Tyrant, aka Young Swaggy Daniels. When you see the T, see the P. When you see the P, represents T. Let's go.
I like it. I need one of them.
Pat, I feel like you almost forgot your lines there.
Nah. Yes. I was like, I introduce myself because obviously I'm hosting today, but I thought, you
got to keep up that energy. The energy is what we need. We need that.
I've got to keep the energy on. As you can see, today usually I've got my Spurs gear on. But today I got my Views t-shirt, so you can see the Views logo, loud and proud, showing off that workout that I just put in. You get me?
Sems will be so proud, bro. Sems will be so proud.
Turned into a beefcake. So yeah.
T-shirt back.
But yeah, let me stop messing about and that. So yeah, obviously today we had let's start with yesterday's events. Yesterday we had Crystal Palace 0, Man City 2, Brighton 2, Leeds 0, Chelsea 2, Fulham 0, Everton 1, Aston Villa 2. And then today we had a madness. The Man United Liverpool game didn't go ahead. As you guys probably all know, there was a big what is it? What do you want to call it?
Riot, protest, whatever you want to call it.
Storming the ground. People literally breaking into Old Trafford. So that was quite interesting. We'll get into that. And then we had a bit of football as well, which was almost like an afterthought after what happened. And Arsenal comfortably beat Newcastle 2-0. And then Spurs ran riot at home to Sheffield United 4-0, which was to be expected. So yeah, Torch, we'll start with you. As today's biggest topic or biggest thing was meant to be the Man United and Liverpool game, which was it had quite an interesting twist to it because Liverpool need to win to maintain their Champions League push. But if they do win the game, it would have given Man City the title. So you would have effectively handed over your league title to Man City. So going into the game, how did you feel? And what did you feel about basically your objectives?
Bro, honestly, I just want to win, because I swear to you, you see, as a Liverpool fan, our rival fans can take it as, we're using it as an excuse. I wrote off the season so long ago. The only upsetting thing is, that like you got little glimmers of hope here and there. Like you had the Champions League, then you had the shit performance against Real Madrid, but then we create all them chances and you just need one to go in. Cause we showed it against Barca, one goes in, it's a different game. It don't go in, and then it's just all the disappointments and thingies. So I didn't really care about giving Man City the title. It was more, can we just win a football match? in general, because last 2 matches, 1-0, last minute, goal. Next match, 1-0, last minute, goal. It's just all that disappointment at the last minute. It proper hurts. So didn't care about handing Man City the title, whereas like the last 2 seasons before that, we was going back and forth. I cared. The seasons are right off, man. I didn't really care about handing them the title. I've always been fuck United. So yeah, we're trying to get them 3 points.
And did you feel confident going into the game? Because I know you guys have been a bit sketchy or patchy at the moment. What was your thoughts on like basically going there?
I was 50-50 on toss of the lineup. When I saw the lineup, I was at 75-80. And I know it might sound weird, but the only reason why I was 75-80 when I saw the lineup is because James Milner was starting. When we lost to Real Madrid, we started Keita instead of Milner. Biggest mistake. The next game, Milner starts. We win comfortably. I can't remember who it was against. All our good performances, when we haven't had our main centre-backs, Henderson missing all of these guys, Milner puts in a 9 out of 10 performance every time. So I know against United, being a Leeds guy from young, he would have put in that performance still. So it's kind of confident.
Yeah, and Dash, obviously, we saw what happened leading up to the game. Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher both come out with effectively the same stance. Then you had Graham Souness, Michael Richards, and Roy Keane in the studio. What's your thoughts on what happened?
I think ever since the whole ESL fiasco, it's just more than ever shown the power that fans have. And if it wasn't occurring or people didn't know how people are close to their clubs, especially in this country, we usually kind of see these kind of things in other countries. More that kind of ultra kind of feeling towards their club. We're seeing it now because people are tired, innit? People are tired of what's going on. Now, what are the ways? They say a protest is just a way that you can express yourself, innit, to get your point across. So is there an actual good way of protesting? Because most times when people are protesting, you're just like, oh, it's out of hand, there's too many people, there's flares being thrown. The only thing that I would say is, what is the message that's going to be sent out now? Because the media love to twist things. Are the media going to cover it as if like, yo, how desperate these fans are? Or are they just going to be covering it as if like, oh, it's hooligans? Because when I was watching on one of the American channels, Robbie Earl was saying like, it's going back to the days of the hooligan days, which, the Premier League have done so well of trying to clean that out of the game and stuff like that. All that storming the pitch and breaking into the pitch and throwing things around, breaking cameras. Is that the message that's going to be sent, or the message that, these United fans are tired of the Glazer ownerships? And are the Glazers actually going to be looking at this and thinking, yeah, are they going to be shook by this? These are American owners. They're across the pond. Are they affected by this? There's no real media outlets really, over the weekend that's exposing this as much. Maybe the heat would have been a lot more of the, if it wasn't this media blackout. So I don't know, man. I feel for the fans. Obviously, they're frustrated when you get to this point and you do something as extreme as this. They're obviously at the end of the tether, in it. So we'll just have to see what comes of this protest.
I'm fine going to you because the Chelsea protest was one of the first real ones that basically made people sit up and pay attention. You guys turned out in the masses, and I think going off from the protest side of things, you did it the right way. So, what were your thoughts on what you saw today?
Can you guys still hear me? My audio.
It's a little low.
Slow.
Oh, my audio's been messing up all day. United protests were fine. The storming on the pitch isn't great though. It doesn't necessarily look good, but it does make an impact. The only downside is the fact that I think the steward got hurt and some beer cans and stuff.
Fine, you're echoing a bit. We can hear you loud and clear now, but you're echoing quite a bit.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Now you're good.
You're good.
Yeah. You're good now.
All right, sorry. My audio is missing. The beer cans flying around and the steward, that doesn't look good. That kind of any peaceful approach in terms of what your message is trying to be, that kind of warps it and changes it and twists the narrative. However, it is a good thing that United fans are protesting and they're standing up for their owners. It's good that Arsenal are doing that as well, and Spurs and Liverpool. My only question is, and I guess we see it in life in general in terms of how people feel about racism and sexism. It's all well and good people are protesting now because it's fashionable, but in 2 years, even in 6 months, are people still going to be protesting? I mean by that I mean at a big mass level. Look at how many people were at Arsenal's protest. Look at how many people were there today.
Sorry to cut you, bro. I would even go one step further. Is this having an effect on them little white youths that it takes them 2 seconds to make an Instagram account and message, man, you're a nigger? Like, do they actually give a fuck that these accounts aren't Sky Sports ain't posting for a day? Like, is no one's educating them, bro? Like, you see, if you're a white youth, yeah, you don't care. Like, it's so if you're pissed off, yeah, and you wanna insult man and just call man a nigger because you know it's gonna get to them, it's so easy, bro. So it's like this ain't gonna change nothing. Cause if I'm a white you at home, I am not thinking I've learned my lesson. Anytime my team loses and I don't know, Benteke misses the penalty for Crystal Palace, I'm gonna think twice about calling him a nigger in his DM. It's not gonna stop me.
And when you take that back into moving the world of football, you got people are protesting now, but when kids start the season, people are still going to buy. When fans are allowed back in stadiums, people are still going to games. So,
exactly.
are you going to make an impact when it's not going to be as easy? When it's a year's time, and is there still going to be a mass protest? Because in terms of like, I'm a Chelsea fan. I love how my club's run. I love Roman, so I don't have a reason to protest. But for United fans and Arsenal fans, Liverpool, Newcastle, the fact that you guys are always complaining about your owners, are you guys still going to be protesting in a year's time? Is everyone? This sounds bad, but is everyone still going to care in a year's time? Because if in the summer, if they show Ollie, all the fans will be.
Bro, let me tell you something about Liverpool fans. Yeah, we are so fickle.
And they sack Arteta or something, people are happy. If Liverpool buy, if they somehow manage to buy Sancho or something like that, and they invest in their squad properly, all of a sudden everyone's happy. So it's all good protesting now. Are they going to continue to make an impact in a year's time? In 2 years?
No, I would say go on, Dash.
I think that's the key thing. I think from this, no, we've seen like the protests, and it started off with like a few thousand. We've seen that 10,000. So we just have to wait until the next one. What is the impact? And that's what I was saying. Is like how are the media going to spin this? What is the impact that's been made off the back of this protest? Like what are Man United expecting right now? Because I don't see the Glazers obviously folding. This ESL has shown these owners how much money there is available in the world of football. So we're all thinking that this ESL is not going to happen, but we know it's somewhere down the line there's going to be money thrown at these owners, and they're going to want to recoup. They're going to want to earn these billions of pounds, dollars. So this is really tough, man. We've never really seen it before in the UK, where like the protest is really like what was the last club we saw fans protesting against and the owners left?
I couldn't answer the question. That's how
you know what I'm saying. When was it? Like I think maybe Newcastle. When it was Shepherd, when he was the owner or something. I think Newcastle stood at the ground for a while, but like it's very hard to see where these protests are really going to be bringing these clubs, because these are multi-million billionaires who are used to fan disarray. And if we're talking about Arsenal, like Kroenke moved the Rams from one state to another state. Bro, can you imagine like Chelsea, you moved all the way to Milton Keynes, like, and the owner is not budging, he don't care. You know what I mean? So this is a very difficult situation. And what I want to know now is like how are Man United are going to be, are there going to be any repercussions? Are they going to be fined? Because once again, the Premier League game has not gone on due to this protest. So what happens? What happens to the club? And also...
No, sorry. Carry on. No, carry on.
the repercussions, you know, like the Prem are they're very strong about their scheduling. Like you can't just cancel a game or have it be cancelled due to fans unrest or whatever. So it's going to be very interesting to see the repercussions that comes off the back of this.
Yeah, I mean, I was quite surprised they cancelled the game. I thought they'd postpone it, maybe a kickoff.
I knew straight away because of the breach. They went into the change rooms. They went in all the red zone areas.
They went into the changing rooms as well.
Yeah, they went.
Yeah, but they didn't really disclose that, so I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. So basically, they breached their bubble. So when you're in a stadium, and I will know this because I work in a stadium. So when you're in a stadium, they've got all of these routing for people. So like the media will have like an amber route, which is orange. Okay. This is the route they can only take. The red route's only strictly for players and staff. And then obviously you got the other routes for like the maintenance and the security and stuff.
I mean, because you even see the teams come in different sides and stuff like that. Even
so the fans basically they breached the red zone area, which was the tunnel. Yeah, and someone went into the home changing room. Oh, okay. So once that was a COVID breach, so there isn't enough time to obviously disinfect and all that kind of stuff. So that will take a number of days for them to get that cleaned off. And then obviously to be safe for the players to go back in there.
Wow. So you don't think the game's going to go ahead tomorrow then? It will take a couple, they're going to have to reschedule it for...
depending on how they deal with, the cleanup and sanitizing and all that kind of stuff. But we shall see if the game happens tomorrow. Nothing's been announced at the moment. And if it was to happen tomorrow, they would have announced it.
Yeah, well, that's quite interesting because for me, to be honest, I thought it was a good thing what the Man United fans did. They came out in their thousands. They really showed that they've had enough of what's going on. They showed the discontent. I don't believe it was good when they're, running onto the pitch is one thing, but obviously when you're vandalizing stuff, that's not good. Graham Souness made a big point about flares and bottles being thrown at him. That doesn't go down well.
Do you think the fans should have entered? I know it's about making an impact and stuff like that. But once you entered the stadium, you're kind of losing.
Yeah, it's a difficult one because, to be fair, if you don't, in a way, I think it was good that they trespassed and entered the stadium because it shows that they mean business and it shows that they've had enough, like that, enough is enough. And they're so pissed off and they've just literally, it's the only thing they can do to show how annoyed they are. They've already stormed the training ground. They had to have, words with Matic, I think, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and I think Carrick came out. And now they've taken it one further and breached they're not going to do it all the time because that will dilute the message. But the fact that they showed that we can get in here when we want and we can actually cause trouble, it kind of shows them.
I feel like if you see, obviously, the Chelsea protests, you see the Arsenal protests. At that time, even your Spurs one, although there was only about 2 people there in a folk band singing. It was all organized protests, isn't it? The message was sent, it was loud and clear. I think if United fans did storm the pitch and they went on a pitch and they had like a banner and stood there and did protest further peacefully and then left, I reckon that would have been a real strong message that the media could not then twist up and say, oh, these guys came into the stadium, vandaled, they threw the cameras on the floor, all of that kind of stuff. But as soon as they've done that, the narrative now is going to change.
Yeah, it turns
all the hard work. So all the tens of thousands of people, 10,000 people that were outside protesting effectively the same way that we've been seeing the protests. As soon as they entered the stadium and then started breaching the change rooms and vandalizing stuff, they've lost the narrative, and that's what's going to be pushed more so. Because listen, these Glazer guys, they got money as well, they got their fingers in media as well, so they can easily go in there and make these fans look real bad, you know what I mean? So, but in extreme matters, sometimes you have to do something extreme
and that's
to get
my
the
point.
attention.
Yeah.
So hopefully for the United fans, they get what they want out of it, but it's going to be a tough battle, man. It's going to be a tough battle.
Let me just jump in there quickly because I'm gonna go on another thing that Graham Souness said. Kai, he actually released some bangers today. The amount of times that we've mentioned him, but he said and I would say the 2 clubs are in different positions, Man United and Arsenal. Yeah, Arsenal fans should have done what Man United fans did today because the way Arsenal have been run for the last 10 years, it's been a joke, bro. It's been a joke. Like, I would say the last 5 or 6 years, especially, but even before that, compared to where they were just before that in the Premier League, they
We
shouldn't
definitely
have
got
sunk.
more reason to do that. Yeah, definitely.
But and then in terms of Man United, yeah, like it's good. It's good what they did, but they have spent £1 billion in the last 10 years. That's what he quoted today, isn't it? If I'm wrong, but he said £1 billion in 10 years, and that's across 3 or 4 different managers, bro. And I always bring it back to this. You give up the world's most successful manager, the manager say that any club for the longest time, yeah, and he's had the most success in managerial football, it's always going to be hard. It's like Gareth Bale leaving Tottenham. It's like when Harry Kane leaves Tottenham. It's like when Luis Suarez left Liverpool. There's always, like Robert Van Persie of Arsenal, there's always going to be a adjusting period. Man United's adjusting period has been okay. It's just for the money that they've spent, they should have more than the Europa League and this year's final and the odd cups here and there to show for it. But I think Arsenal definitely, because as a Liverpool fan
You
looking
see our situation with the Arsenal situation is like we've got an owner that he's all about money.
This is why you need to take the piss, bro.
Yeah, so for me, protesting personally, yes, it sends out a message or whatever, but it needs to go beyond that. You see, when we start making a real impact, it's like when fans are allowed back into the stadium, then it's a situation. It's like if fans that are actually going there and protesting who really want to be serious, you don't pay for your tickets. You don't go to the matches. You know what I mean? You go to the ground. You stay out. You do a sit out. But the only situation like this when you're protesting in football is 2,000 fans that are going to not pay for their tickets and not go. There will be another 2,000 fans that have never been to the Emirates before and be like, this is my one opportunity that I might be able to get, and then they'll go. So as much as there'll be fans that will be protesting and not going into the grounds, there'll be fans equally enough wanting to go into the ground. So I don't really know how you're going to force these billionaire owners out of what is making them money.
I'm telling you, if you lot do what Man United, if Arsenal fans did what Man United fans did every single match day for the whole 38 game match day 19 home games that there are in the Premier League, them owners they're considering selling at the end of the season. No one's done it, but I'm telling you, bro, if I'm a billionaire, and what people need to remember is why the owners have the club. 9 out of 10 of them, only have it to use promotion for their other businesses. So when you're using that as your main promotion scheme, if man are coming trusting the stadium every week, companies ain't gonna fuck with you the same way, bro. Man do that every single home game. It's long.
But then is it to the detriment of the team? Because if you think about it today,
the team move forward. Really, bro.
No, but what I'm saying is just let's be realistic in it. Is it detriment to the team? Because if we look at it today, although Man United, it's probably like the perfect time to do it for Man United because they pretty much got second secured. They're all fronts in terms of Europa, so you can in somewhat way afford to do that. But say if that these points against Liverpool was a do or die to win the league, would the fans still do that?
No,
the fans are not going to do that.
But then, to be fair, if it was
unprecedented times as well, though, so
if that was the case, they wouldn't be storming the stadium anyway because they wouldn't be in a position to be pissed off. If they're challenging for the league, it totally changes the mindset and the outlook of things.
Of course.
Because also, I mean, even if you talk to a Man City fan, there's always going to be, no matter how good your team is doing, there's always going to be something you're not happy with. It might be a certain player's not getting game time. It might be that you've bought someone and loaned them out. It might be you feel your manager doesn't make the substitutions at the right time, or all of this. No matter what it is.
There were some Man City fans last year was saying they wanted Pep out.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. And even at the beginning of this season, when they started calling, they had a few games
in hand. There's Liverpool fans right now saying they want Klopp out.
I've been saying it for months, bro. I've been saying it for months, son.
You can't please everyone, but it's very tough.
You can't please everyone. So I believe if they were really challenging for things, no, they wouldn't. And that's what Graham Souness, as much as we all say Graham Souness is a bit of a this and a that, he made some good points today, to be fair.
He did.
And he was coming from the other side. He was playing devil's advocate. Obviously, his the way he looks at things is a bit different to how we look at things. But he did, like you said, Torch, he did come with some bangers today.
He really did. He really did.
The thing about it is that you have to play devil advocate because we're as much as we're doing the punditry stuff, we're fans first and foremost, and we understand in terms whether or not you're protesting against the ESL And then that's it. You know, Chelsea fans, they got their point across. Liverpool fans got their point across. It seems that the Arsenal and Man United Arsenal situation is a little bit more beyond just the ESL. So as Torch said, it's like how long, Prime said, how long are you willing to protest? If you're gonna be protesting, like it has to be like, all right, we're going all out for this. And I thought you said, if it's a case that fans are really serious about it, then we are going to be seeing extreme measures.
And that's the thing, because I mean, obviously, as a Tottenham fan, our first protest was a bit of a joke, and we got bantered for it. People turned up playing guitars, and we thought there was like 10 people
open
there.
mic.
And also, it killed me as well because one of the guys had a Spurs merchandise bag in his hand. So it's like you're coming to protest, but you're also putting money back into the and you're leaving. I was like, oh, these guys are idiots.
But
when I saw the picture,
do you think now, and the rest of you as well, do you think now the way obviously the police turned up at Old Trafford and stuff like that, and any organized protest that's obviously going online and you're saying meet here Sunday 5 o'clock, do you think that now it's just going to be a case where police just come and pretty much kind of shut it down, or are they still going to?
You make a good point because we do have rights as citizens to protest peacefully and have our voice be heard. But as soon as I do feel now the Premier League, all eyes are on them now, aren't they? And they don't want to have a situation where they can't control their fans, or it looks like they don't know how to manage the brand and people are turning unruly. It doesn't look good. It's the most televised and broadcasted league in the world. So they need to have people basically acting in an orderly fashion. So I do believe like our protest is scheduled for the 14th or whichever it is. And pretty much we're allowed to go there, but there probably will be a larger police presence. And as soon as they see somebody acting up, boom, you're getting thrown in the meat wagon. Do you know what I mean? Or you're getting hit with a baton. And yeah, they ain't gonna allow the same thing to happen that happened today. I think probably they didn't take the fans seriously and they didn't believe that they would go all out. Don't ask me how they got into the ground. That's one thing. And why it took so long for them to disperse and clear them out. That's another thing. So
the comment here, Pat, it says the protest was organized online, yet the police were still made to look like mugs. You know what it is? You see with the protest, I think if anything, like you said, most footballing protests is always done in a somewhat peaceful manner. But or more in the sense, it's just like it's always just been about football, and then you just get fans outside the stadium chanting at some window, and that's it. But I don't think, and you saw it there, the police weren't ready, the stewards weren't ready, no one was ready for this. So it just shows like Man United, man, they've been brewing, man. They've been brewing.
Yeah,
these fans have just been on.
You've got to remember the Man United fans; they don't mess about. They've run into Glazers, is it Glazers or Woodward's home?
Ed Woodward's home.
Run into
over the Bruno Fernandes deal when they flopped.
They've stormed the training ground. They've obviously came out in their thousands today. They're not happy, innit? And it's been going on for a while. So to be fair, when this was organized, maybe they didn't take it seriously in terms of the numbers. They didn't think the turnout would be as big as it is. And they put their money where their mouth is in terms of the fans, and they obviously, like instead of talking it, they were about it. So
that's what I was saying. In Portugal, I can't remember the team. I forget the name of the team, but the fans basically turned up at the training ground, and they were telling the players like, "You Pat, you Prime, you Torch, we don't want you here. Like, get out of our club, leave." Like these are the type of things you see across the pond, across the waters. Like, you don't really see the like this type of madness. So this was big news, man. This is like a massive
there you
day
go.
in terms of
shoot the defense. I believe that's Stell. He knows his stuff. Look, fans entered the ground via block AE8. He knows to a T. So obviously the fans that know, they know their stuff.
Was he there? Was he there? Clarify, man. If you were there,
no one can incriminate themselves on here. We don't do that.
Don't tell me. You see they were taking selfies. They don't incriminate themselves.
Bro, someone recreated Rooney's goal, blood, and it was a decent looking bicycle kick.
Oh, what, you actually saw it? Online.
Yeah. I saw it. Still was. I should have uploaded that as a reel. Still.
I can tell you about 2005. Today's protest was tame in comparison. I don't remember 2005. You might have to tell us a bit more about that because I don't remember protests being this wild. Do you guys?
Okay.
He's saying this one was tame, so that one must have really been.
Yeah, that one must have banged because I don't remember seeing anything like
neither
this.
do I.
It's so funny because the Chelsea one, yeah. You look on Instagram and everyone's sharing a video of Peter Chuck like, oh my god, the scenes at Chelsea.
Yeah.
Then you got the Arsenal one, yeah. Then all the AFTP guys are like, oh, we were surprised how much people turned out because we tried this before. Da, da, da. Then you get the United one today. Man, are like, bro, we're on the pitch, bro. We do this. Flares like Graham Seamus, ex-Liverpool player. Where you at, bro?
And this what I'm saying. I'm like, it's all gone up in stages, isn't it? So obviously if Spurs are going to do their next protest, what are they looking to do?
Bro, I hope Liverpool don't get involved. Like I was saying earlier, Liverpool fans are so fickle because it's so funny. Cause, bro, I've been saying our owners ain't on piss for a long time, but it's okay because we have Klopp. Because Klopp will do what Arsene Wenger did, and he will make the team still be sick, and he will back the owners to the fullest spread in the media. But when he goes home to his family and wife, he's saying, "Yo, these are our pricks, bro." Like it's shown time and time again. When Klopp gone,
and if correct me if I'm mistaken, obviously your club is going after that self-sustaining model, right? So sell your assets and obviously recoup the P's, and it does get invested in your transfer
100%
in it. Mm-hmm. So, like, what is it you as a Liverpool fan want from your owners? Like, what would you say your gripe with your owners?
Honest to God, I want more, bro. Like, the prime example is just January, fam. Like, and I had to. Do you know what it is? I knew what it was, but I had to have someone else from another club say it to me, and it slapped me in the face, bro. We just from 2 years ago. Go on.
Yeah. No. So I was gonna say, what weren't you happy about? The actual players you bought in January.
No, I'll explain it all in it.
Yeah, go ahead.
We come back 2 years ago, yeah. We won the Champions League. Last year, we won the Premier League. This year, we're in an unprecedented position in terms of Corona and just having 4 of your centre-back options injured for the whole season, yeah? Fabinho was out for the majority of the season. Van Dijk is out for the whole season. You know it from early, the same with Gomez, and the same with Matip, yeah? You knew these guys was not going to play any part of the season, yeah? You as owners, as a club that has you worked so hard to get them to a position where they're challenging for the first time underneath your ownership for the last 2 years, and you don't go and just put some money in the centre back, bro, to the point where it was the last day. No, but you know what it is, bro. Wait, I'm sorry to cut you.
Nobody spent money.
Yeah, but we never like as a Liverpool fan, bro. I've never seen us on the FSG go out and just buy someone like with the big bucks, like, and you don't always need to do it, but I haven't seen it once. So where's the ambition? Do it one time to show me there's some ambition there.
I know,
so I can say,
you see what I'm saying, Torch? Sorry to cut you off, but for us fans here, we just that's what I said in terms of like your model is the self-sustaining model.
I hear you.
Sell your assets.
Time to break
so I know there's a sense of like, all right, we've been winning stuff, we're doing this. But if your model's not that, if it's not set as that, you can't expect all of a sudden what has been working for your team, yeah, to bring the success that you've had. You can't all of a sudden just think that they're just going to jump in the market and then.
Can I tell you why they should though, Dash? Because they barely spent a penny this summer. Like that,
what money though?
And then wait, all right. But the season before that, bro, when there was no Corona, we didn't spend a dime. We literally spent zero.
Who did you sell?
Bro, that's not the point. We won the Champions League and the Premier League, bro. So you have money. You see our clubs, you can't make excuses for these owners, bro.
No, but what I'm saying is that you see our clubs, Liverpool, Arsenal, Tottenham. We don't do what like the Chelsea and Man City do.
Bro, I fully get that, but you can't excuse you can't tell me Liverpool did not have money from winning the Premier and the Champions League, and even if they didn't, bro, just money revenue coming in enough to put in money for a centre back in January. I refuse to believe that. I'm sorry. You're telling me Liverpool Football Club have not generated £40 million for a centre back? There's no way.
I'm sure they have, but I'm playing devil advocate on this, innit? So I'm just saying, like, it's hard to just expect the club just to be able to change what they do. That's what I'm just saying. If you want the owners to come in and you want like an owner like Abramovich or the sheikhs at
Bro,
Man
it's
City.
not. But
That's what they
I think
do.
you're missing the point, bro. You don't need Abramovich to go and buy one centre back in January when all your centre backs are out for the season.
How much is
That
a centre
is just
back? How much is a centre back?
all right. Cool for
In what
Liverpool
range?
in January. You could have easily got centre back 40 to 60 mil, and you're telling me, but that's a one-off though. Don't do that in the comments, you the defense. That's a one-off. Like, come on, man. Man United
No.
spent 80 on Maguire. They ain't doing that again. Like, it's a one-off. Chelsea
Yeah.
got Kepa. They ain't doing that again.
The thing is, Torch, you guys did spend money. I say spend money. You bought Kabak in, and you bought somebody else in. I can't remember. Somebody else you bought.
Davis, but
And-
look
yeah,
at what it shows you for ambition. One of them
I
was
know.
2 million, and the other
Yeah.
one was a loan with an option to buy. And he's
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
slow and shit.
Yeah, but he's been playing though. He's been doing okay, to be fair.
No,
been doing
he's
okay.
terrible,
He's-
bro. I watched Liverpool. He's terrible. He ball watches, bro. That's the reason why everyone wants to talk about Tony Kroos's pass, yeah, bro. The space where Vinicius chested it down to, Kabak was ball watching, so he weren't there, bro. Them man, they're shit, bro. Like they were in awe watching man, like Kroos, ping it.
It's difficult to do. But I agree with Dash. In January, in a COVID market, it's very difficult to go out and buy
one centre back, bro. You can do it. You don't need. You don't. There's no excuses for that, bro.
Like, I get what you're saying, but everyone knows Liverpool needs centre back, so you're gonna get raped in regards to the price. B, it's a COVID market as well, so people will want full money, and there's going to be no like payment plan. They're going to need a big chunk here instead of paying in installments. And
I'm telling you, Liverpool have that money there, bro. Like, remember, my club ain't spent money in 2 years. We're not talking like we've won trophies and not spent money.
I get it. I get it. Oh, what about Alisson? Yeah, see, there you go. So you've spent a lot. Chiesa.
But why have we spent a lot though? This is all the big like buying to sell, which is fine, bro. Like the model works. I'm not cussing about the model. I'm saying, bro, there is times where you just have money, then you just buy a player for the sake of we need this for our squad. And Liverpool haven't done that. They haven't bought a player for the sake of we need it for the squad. We brought players because we sold a player. So let's make up the numbers.
Do you know what? It's just difficult. I understand the frustration and I get your point on what you're saying in terms of ambition, but I think, like you said, it's unprecedented times to take that into consideration for Liverpool to go out there and even just the 40 million that you're talking about. No club it was spending that type of money. That's what you've seen in January, like loans and like trying to get the cheap deals. Eventually, you lot got like a £2 million player. But when you're getting those players, I feel like as Liverpool fans, you should have been in a situation of being like, well, if you really think about it, Klopp doesn't really spend that big. If he does spend big, he really waits until it's that right moment for him to spend big.
Bro, and I fully get that.
So him to get those two players in the January window, it must have been like, yo, I've got my heart on this. These players, I can make them, better players or wherever they come from. But coming into the Premier League, no matter who you are, it's always going to be tough. Always going to be tough.
Klopp didn't know about these guys, man. Klopp didn't know about these guys, bro. People always think, that Klopp has a say in the signings, bro. The only signing, that Klopp actually wanted and he got at Liverpool was Thiago. That's the only one that Klopp said, I want him. I'm not saying that he doesn't like the players that we've signed. He loves Salah to bits, bro. Mane and fucking
Firmino?
No, not even Firmino, bro. He was already there. This is what I'm saying, bro. Like, I'm telling you, Thiago is the only player and Mane that Klopp actually asked for and he got at Liverpool.
What about VVD? Not Van Dijk. I saw Van
Dijk. No, he was pointing out to him. And he showed like, I want him. All of these are Michael Edwards, bro. I promise you, Thiago's the only one he asked when he got. He asked for Julian Brandt, didn't get him either.
Okay, Oxlade. Who bought that? Who bought
Michael Edwards, bro?
Okay, interesting.
That's why we love him, innit? That's why Liverpool we do like we rate Edwards, but the whole back in the thing when there's money to be spent, like I said, bro, we have money because we ain't spent money. That's my problem with it.
Clark's, just one quick question. So in terms of and this goes out to like in all the protests in general, like what are we really expecting these protests is really going to be moving these billionaires? Like what's your lot's thought about
if it's honestly consistent on every single match day, they ain't got a fucking choice. In my opinion. but it's not going to be that.
That's not really how. Yeah,
I believe it does send a message. I believe it gets people talking. I believe it shows how annoyed and angry and upset, discontent the fans are with the board and how things are ran. Because even, for example, Daniel Levy and people at Tottenham are still under the notion that we're happy with how things are at the moment. That we're happy with.
Like, you see with Spurs, like, what is it that you lot are complaining about?
We're complaining.
What are you not complaining about? Now you're taking the piss, Dash. You are taking the piss.
No,
but I
no,
take
no,
like, what are you not complaining about? So
it's
not even like that.
Real bars.
Talk.
I've never been Daniel Levy's biggest fan. So even when people were lauding him, as you know, Dash, people were, Daniel Levy's a great, CEO. He's a great, checkbook, this and that. He's managed your finances. He's done this. He's done that. I was only about the football. As a footballing club, we're not where we need to be. We've been so close on so many occasions, and Daniel Levy's never backed the manager to the point where it would push us over the line. When Pochettino wanted X, Y, and Z, he didn't get it. When Jose came in and he wanted Skriniar, we didn't put the money up for Skriniar. He wanted Ruben Diaz. He didn't put the money up for Diaz. Bruno Fernandes, we were in talks with him. We were the first ones to actually put a bid in for him, but it wasn't the right bid. In the end, we messed around, and he ended up going to Manchester United. So basically, the point with Daniel Levy is that the fact that he's been lauded as this shrewd negotiator on one side is also hurting us on the other side. Because
but then you got to look at it. He's brought you the Amazon Prime. He's brought you the new stadium. Commercially, you're at a place where now you are like very much known in
I'm
Europe.
sorry, but that don't mean anything. That doesn't mean anything.
No.
It doesn't, bro. He doesn't care about that. Pat don't care about that.
Let Dash land, and then we can talk back.
What I'm saying is, like, where your club was at to where it is now. Yeah, things don't happen in one go, in it. You're trying to move the club to a place where you are now. As you've seen, you're now considered as the Big Six. You're now being included into the ESL type of talk and stuff like that. He's put you in a position where now you are going to be pushing towards those big teams. You're like the 10th richest club. You know what I'm saying? So he's actually doing something. That off the back of that, then comes the football inside, right?
As a businessman, he's fantastic. I agree with that. But as a footballing person, he's crap. And the fact that he wants full control over the club, this is what irks the fans. We had a director of football who was doing great things. He got rid of him. What is it? Nobody wants to come in and work with Daniel Levy because they know how he operates. And the fact is, unless we get a director of football in, and obviously the manager is another issue, we're not going to move forward. We're regressing. Everyone's going forward, and we're still stuck in the mud and moving backwards. You're looking at Leicester now. They're looking like a more attractive proposition. West Ham are pretty much there or thereabouts now as well. Then you've got obviously all the other clubs that are moving forward. So we are going backwards from where we were.
I think it's a fine balance. I think it's a fine balance of trying to, especially in this day and age of how football is. We always try and look and say, "Oh, football's not a business." It's a business. We need to understand that. And you've just pointed out someone like Leicester. Leicester will be doing all the nice stuff on the pitch and stuff like that, but Leicester are nowhere near to our clubs or whatever. They're not. But listen, they still got a fight on their hands to reach those stages where we're at. So on the pitch, this is what we need to understand. We can't just automatically be just thinking that, we're going to get these owners and all of a sudden they're going to get a manager and then they're going to back them the way us fans want them to back them. You know, like the Poch situation, I understand that fully. You lot were playing at Wembley for like 2 years. Like, you didn't spend no money because you got a new stadium. Like, you owe bare fees. You got to pay money back. You're not just going to be able to just spend. If that then doesn't work with that manager, a new manager is going to come in. You're going to spend again. Another manager is going to come. It's not sustainable.
It's not even adapting, bro. The reason why most fans are pissed off is because when it's so blatantly obvious to see it's time to spend, they don't fucking do it, bro. When it's all over the garment, bro. I'm telling you, Liverpool's owner spending, for example, in January, on a centre back, is sustainable. Tottenham buying a suitable backup for Harry Kane in the summer on a permanent basis, one that they can actually interchange. Like, yo, you do Premier League, you do Europa, you can come on for 30 minutes here and there. That is sustainable. Can I tell you why? Because in the long run, that's going to help cement your position. You see, Leicester now, you're talking like, cool. In terms of advertisement and that, it's going to take them a little bit longer to get to Tottenham's level. But I'm telling you, bro, 3, 4, 5 consistent top 4 finishes, bro, the way that people talk about them, the next generation of fans, they're with them, bro. And then you got a whole group of supporters now supporting Leicester. That now adds to their fan base. They can now go for pre-season tours in other countries and shit like that. Like all it takes is 3, 4 years of consistency, and your team's in an incredible place, and it's hard to be knocked off that perch. You look at City now, like it's peak, bro. Look at Liverpool. Yeah, a lot of people don't realize we have not like. When was the last time we actually won a big trophy before the last 2 years? I can't remember, bro. Like. Was it the 08, what was it, 06, 08 Champions League? Like, I can't even remember exactly. But now, man, are talking about us in the same breath as Man City. Like, we're their main rivals up until this year. Why? Because of 1, 2, 3 years of consistent football. Not no money, not no advertising, not no new stadium, none of that bullshit. It's just football on the pitch. That's all we really care about.
But this is what I'm saying. Go on, Pat.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, you see, with the Leicester one, I'm using them as it's kind of loose. It's a loose example, because Leicester are nowhere near the big six, because I even checked it out for myself. And
I think they are, bro. Not in terms of money coming in, but they can do it. They could be a consistent challenger.
Watch, listen to this. I checked even their social media followings. Like Arsenal got like 20 million followers on Instagram. Chelsea have got in the 20s as well. Liverpool have got like 40 odd. About 30 odd. Man United have got 40 odd million followers. Spurs have got about 10 million. I looked at Leicester's. They've got like 256,000. Like the levels after you come out of the top 6 is mental in terms of the drop off. So Leicester do not have a brand. They don't have a brand. No one really knows of them. So in terms of that sense, they're nowhere near. But what I'm trying to say is,
of course, consistent top 4 finishes changes that, bro.
It's more than that, I believe. It takes a lot. Yeah,
I'm telling you from now, bro.
George, let me tell you this. You see why you can go. You can have another 2, 3 years layoff of not really making top 4, whatever. Soon as the following years come and you make you springboard straight away. Leicester, like for example, are now just built their multi-million complex training ground, whatever. These are the small steps that you're making to make yourself commercial. You know what I'm saying? Competition always changes, but if you've got the foundation of your club, the commercial side. Now, obviously, I'm talking about the business side of things. It also has to match what you do on the pitch as well. I get that, but we, as 4 of us who support big, massive clubs, are way ahead. If Leicester slip away now, nobody's gonna care. You know what I'm saying?
All right, let me ask you a question. Who's in a better position if Tottenham go 5 years without Champions League football, or Leicester 5 years with Champions League football?
Yeah, but
as soon as Tottenham then jump back into that Champions League, you'll see how quick they'll bounce back.
But bro, you see how you lot are saying, yeah. No, I get what you're saying, but you see the same when you're saying, the moment, like for example, Liverpool leave the Champions League, they come back in, everyone they're catapulted back to the front, bro. It's the same way that slowly but surely, Leicester consistent top 4.
Of course, that one I agree with. It doesn't last forever. We can't just rest on our laurels and just think, because we're top 6. I get that. That's 100% agree with that. But what I'm just trying to say is just like, I'm an Arsenal fan. I want the Conquistadors just to be like boom, 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 do what they do. But these guys are multi-billion. They're multi-billion.
Hold on. Sorry, you lot. Sorry. No, you lot carry on about me. Sorry.
Yeah, they're multi-billionaires for a reason. How they're running the club, God knows. How they're obviously detached from what we want in it. And that's obviously why we're protesting. And this is why you've got the United fan, the United faithful, or whoever it is that you want to kind of paint them with one brush as a fan base and how they're protesting. But I just feel like it's just going to be very difficult, man. Like, I just want to see. But one thing I will say is that, if you want to really send a message and you've had enough and you're fed up, it's usually the extreme act that follows.
All right, let's switch it up a bit and talk about the results on Sunday. Chelsea pretty much cruised to a 2-0 win against Fulham. Fine. Looking at where you guys are now, looking like a top 4 finish is pretty much there or thereabouts. one leg in the Champions League final. How are you feeling in regards to your season and what it's looking like now?
Oh man,
I love the way Prem loves his club, man.
I think, Prime, are you on mute?
No, you can't hear me at all.
It's
he's
very
really
low.
silent.
You hear me
I think when you start talking, it'll come up.
Yeah.
I think the whole thing is light work. We're already through against Real Madrid. We're in the FA Cup.
What do you say? You're already through? Is that what you said?
They ain't through, man.
Against Real Madrid.
You're through, yeah? Is that what you're saying?
Let him talk his talk, man.
Who do they have? Who do they have that?
Let him talk his talk.
Hazard, Vinicius. He's asking who do they have, innit?
I love Hazard.
Benzema.
Kroos, Modric, Casemiro, Marcelo, Sergio Ramos.
Who's Ramos?
Ramos loves the header, you know, in their big matches.
Who's mother?
He loves a header and a red card.
Yeah, so let him get sent off and head it in the dressing room.
Right, that was a good one still. I love that still.
But true. We're FA Cup final, top four. As soon as Tuchel got appointed, top four was secured anyways. So I'm good. I'm just laughing at Spurs fans in a mess, Liverpool fans in a mess, United. I'm just laughing at the rest of you guys, but I'm good.
We'll be back next season, man. We'll actually be back next season, so I'm calm.
But to be fair now, Chelsea do look very solidified. Defensively, you look great. You kept the most clean sheets in Europe now. I saw a stat saying you've kept 30 clean sheets, which is the most in Europe. So you can't argue.
This season?
Yeah, this season they've kept 30
wow,
clean sheets.
Incredible. Not even the 30s. The fact is the most in Europe since he's come in. Like, that's ridiculous.
No. Before Tuchel came in, he had kept Chelsea had kept quite a few clean sheets.
No, I'm saying, but the fact that he's added to it, like since he's come, like, do you know what I mean? That's incredible.
Nah, it's no joke. He's been no joke. I really thought it was a new manager bounce business, but
it goes to show what a good manager can do, like a real good manager can do to a team, because it's the same player. He's not brought in anyone. It's the same players. Don't get me wrong. Chelsea have an amazing squad. It's not like they're, a mid-table side.
But it's not like, do you know what it is? There's a lot of names here, but when you actually deep it, bro, none of these players are going to get you a mad amount. Like, Ziyech is going to put in some sick performances. He's a baller. I love him to bits, bro. But he's not going to get you 20 goals. Like, Werner might not get you 20 goals. Like, there's not mad amount of goals in their team, but there's enough in there from all of them to do the joints. I rate Ziyech a lot. I've always rated Ziyech.
Liverpool.
Yeah.
He supports Liverpool, yeah.
I don't want him.
You don't like him?
No, I don't.
Bro, he's a baller. Watch. What Tuchel, yeah. Watch when he gets his hands on it properly. He's a baller.
Anyone look like a baller?
Who Chelsea do?
No, Tuchel can make anyone look like a baller.
No, I wouldn't go that far. Because I would say, like, your system's still a bit, like, stiff and rigid. But in terms of keeping the ball, bro, Chelsea do that so well. That FA Cup final, for example, even against Real Madrid, because Liverpool couldn't keep the ball against Real Madrid for nothing. Bro, the way you lot kept the ball against Real Madrid at times, yeah, and just slowed it down, and, bro, world-class performance. So.
It's a good point though that you made. I think is you, Torch, because when I think about it, do Chelsea have a world-class player? Would you look at their team and say that they've got a world-class player?
Man, do you know what? Yeah, Mason Mount, I don't give a toss what anyone says.
No, he's not.
This guy can play, bro. He can play left wing, right wing, center attacking mid, center defensive mid. He scored so many important goals for Chelsea. He's a big-time clutch player. Yeah,
he is a great player.
He's the closest they have to world class.
I wouldn't say these guys are world class, but that's what I'm trying to say. Sometimes the sum of, like they say, the sum of the parts. I'm not thinking of, but basically the components together make them a great team. Yeah. When you look at like for example, you can look at Spurs and say Harry Kane is a world class player. Some people would argue that Son is a world class player, but the team isn't performing. You can look at Arsenal, and Aubameyang was considered world class a couple of seasons ago.
He is.
I don't know about now if you can say he's a world class player because he's not really been hitting.
Bro, one season they'll make you. He's won so much trophies. He's been top scorer in the Bundesliga. Yeah, he's a world class player, bro.
But what I'm trying to say is, when you go through all the teams, a lot of teams have world class talent, but when you put them together, they ain't really performing. Where Chelsea, you wouldn't say they've got an out and out superstar, but together,
Yeah, I don't think at the moment they have, but like we've been saying, I think Tuchel's come there and he's recognised that the players that need that arm around them, the players that you got to remember, you got the likes of Werner, Havertz, Zayt. They've all just come to the Premier League, man.
Yeah.
Like we need to kind of stop expecting players just coming in. As much as we rate the Premier League and we say it's the best league in the world and stuff like that, so then why do we expect players? You know, why do we expect players just to come in and then be able to just
and you make a good point, because to be fair, I didn't put Chelsea in my top 4 at the beginning of the season, and that was the main point. I was like, they got a good team. They might have a great team in a few years to come, but I thought there was too many new additions for them to really do something this year, especially with Frank Lampard. Obviously, the difference is Abramovich got out his sword early, chopped him, and he gave the manager enough time to really obviously do his thing, and that's what's changed where they are. But yeah, you're right. It's going to take a while for these guys to adjust. We haven't. Havertz is just starting to click now.
But you know what as well that works in Chelsea's favor, bro. When you actually look at who Tuchel is, bro, he would have known everything about Havertz and Werner. And I guarantee you, from being in the Champions League every single season, he knows a fair bit about Ziyech as well. So when he's come to the club, he's known straight away, yeah, all I got to do is actually put an arm around Havertz and just say, look, this is what you did last year. Cool, you played false nine. Man's going to make you play false nine. Just get you a little bit familiar with it. Like, I saw him play on the wing a couple of times on the Lampard. I was thinking, what the fuck? I hate a slow number 10 playing on the wing. I can't stand it.
It's too bad it's not working for Werner right now, because finding Timo right now, he's lost in front of goal, man. I don't know what.
You know what? I just
think confidence.
I just don't think he's that good of. I just don't think he's that good of a player. I'm being honest.
It's 100% confidence. There was a time he was, and I kid you not, he was dead center of the goal, and he was opting to pass rather than wanting to take the shot, because I kick ball myself and play that front and stuff like that. When you ain't got the confidence, you're more thinking to yourself, I don't want to miss. He's in the mindset is like, I don't want to miss.
I don't want to
the chance that he had against Madrid was, you see, when you're a striker and now all of a sudden you've not scored, your direct thought is, let me at least get it on target. You're not thinking about angles no more. You're just thinking, as long as I get it on target, that's the first thing I've done. And that's exactly what he done. He hit it straight at the keeper. Like a confident player that's going side, it's going away from the goalkeeper. But when you are short on confidence and you're short on goals, and look at his nervous joke as well. They thought I was be able to score 2 goals, but I joke. Man, we don't hear that, man.
No.
If I'm a Chelsea fan, I'm like, stop busting joke, man. Just don't score these goals.
He's a nervous kid right now. Still, I actually feel
nervous, bro. Yeah,
so nervous.
Because if you actually see for Leipzig, and I'm not saying that he scored bare goals or whatever, but obviously that one season,
he made a run, and he knew the ball was coming, and he was gonna bang it in every time. That's what he was.
When a guy's confident, you've seen it. He's scoring goals. So in terms of a goal scorer, I know there's a goal scorer in him. Yeah, in terms 100%. Of whether or not he can bring that to the Premier League is different. You know what I mean? We've had remember Kesman. Remember Kesman that used to play out in in Holland, and he came to Chelsea, but he could bang, But when he came to the Premier League,
it happens all the time, man. It happens all the time.
It's can he sort out his mind? That's it. Can he sort out his mental? Because it's not attributes.
Yeah.
But you know what? This is a really good point that this guy. I don't know how to pronounce your username. I see you in the comments all the time, so I know you're a real one. But in terms of the comment, the Prem is the original Farmers League. Because City walked the league this year, people say that obviously they're trying to say that the Premier League is a Farmers League as opposed to PSG in the French league and Bayern Munich in the Bundesliga. But
why would he say that this is the Farmers League?
Obviously, because Man City have walked the league this year. But what you also just need to look at Europe. Every year, the Premier League has at least one team making a final, and pretty much this year it's probably going to be both teams.
I don't agree with that.
So I can't agree with that.
We have the most it's the most competitive league here. You know what I mean? And it's been shown also over the last couple of years. Yes, obviously you'll get it in any league in terms of like your really strong teams. But in terms of like the competition, it's strong throughout. You know what I mean? It's strong
Yeah, no,
throughout.
exactly. Even
And
Put it like this, man. The Juventus dominance only got ended today.
yeah,
Thingy's dominance ain't gonna end at the end of the season. PSG like looks close, but they're still gonna end up winning League One. Thingy's gonna win. Bayern Munich, they always bloody win.
Yeah.
Like man can't talk about the
come on,
Prem,
guys.
bro. Man City
Yeah.
won this year. Liverpool won last year. Man City won the year before that. Only 2 years before that it was Chelsea. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not too long before that was United. Like
You've only got to look in Europe and see how the teams perform.
Leicester.
Pretty much most of the teams that get far in England, in both competitions are English teams. If you look at the coefficiency in terms of the teams with the highest coefficiency, most of the teams in the top 10 are English. So there's no way it's a farmers league. But yes, Man City have walked the league this year.
Hopefully,
Hopefully,
I didn't think they walked it, man. They started off poor.
Nah, they
got a little bit of form, and then do you know what I mean?
Yeah. They ended up walking it then, but it's no slight on any of the other teams. Man City have been that good, and they are that good. If you look at their team, it's ridiculous.
I don't think they are that good, man.
Maybe
it's just because I see them as a rival.
What I would say Man City did this season is manage the times that we're in right now. They managed it well. They found a way of getting the best. And I think it helps when you have quality players. If there's no team, if you ain't got the quality, you can't play the way City are playing with the false nines and all of that kind of stuff. It's never going to work. You have to have those players. And that's the thing about Pep. Like I've always said this, the types of managers like Pep and your Mourinho's and those they like their specialist guys. They like the guys that fit into their philosophy and how they want to play football. They don't mess around with all of this kind of makeshift or this and that. These guys, they bring them in. It's like if you look at Pep's first season, he couldn't handle that team. But there's other managers that could have gone there and be like, oh, let's try and make it work. And he realized I can't be playing with Gael Clichy left back and all of that kind of stuff there. Yeah. It didn't work. Then the following season goes, all right, we all laughed at him like, think, how are you spending 50, 60 on defenders? Because he knew, he's like, the way I want to play football, these are the players I need. Bro. Yes, exactly. Everybody's got to be comfortable on the ball. Everybody needs to know how I want to play, and he went and got those players.
But then I also think as well, but it just probably adds to your point. But I also think some managers got to be braver because everyone in your team can't play number 10 like you look at City, bro. You got Phil Foden, you got De Bruyne, you got Bernardo Silva, you got Morris. All these guys are so comfortable, like they're number 10s. That's how I see them. So they can just play anywhere across the front line and even do a number 8 thing if you teach them how to press in the right areas, innit? I look at Liverpool, I'm like, bro, Chamberlain and Shaqiri, they are Liverpool level in terms of they are not that much worse than Mane and Salah. Like, if you ask me who's technically better, like with striking the ball, like Chamberlain or Mane, I'm going Chamberlain. If you ask me who's technically, bro, I'm telling you, bro, Mane's a rat. He's fucking powerful and all of that. But he's a rap, bro. And if you ask me who's technically better with Shaqiri and Salah, I'm going Shaqiri. But Salah's always going to bang more goals because he runs in behind and he's not looking to create. He's looking to bully man in the box. And do you know what I mean? But it just, your manager, you got to be flexible and you got to be able to switch it up more time. Klopp, don't change the squad for shit. I look at Oli. Oli gives a lot of players a lot of chances in the United squad. But I looked at Jose. He didn't start Gareth Bale nowhere near enough. He didn't start Lo Celso nowhere near enough. Fair enough, he had his injury problems. But there were so many times I guarantee you was like, bro, just put Ali in. Just give someone else a break. I just want to keep the squad fresh so we can go on all 4 counts. Pep does that every single season, bro. And yes, it helps when you have hand players. But at the same time, you have to trust who's in your squad. You have to.
Pep built this City team to a point where he can do that. Not many managers are afforded what Pep is, where he's been here 4 seasons has it been? He's built this to a point where he can take out De Bruyne and put in Foden or Silva and Mahrez, and it's still going to work.
That's right.
But the way that people say it, sorry to cut you, the way that people say it is like, oh, these guys are so good. But Tuchel's doing the same thing right now, bro. He did not start Werner against Crystal Palace and he started Havertz. And he didn't start Havertz against Real Madrid, he started Werner, and you lot are still getting results. It's not down to the quality of player, it's more down to how you put that player in that system for that match. Honest to God. That's what I believe in.
And I understand that, but we also have the quality. We can't if we take out Werner and put in Tammy, we're not going to win. The quality. Is not
I don't agree with that, bro.
It is quality because
Tammy's your top scorer.
Arteta tried to do all that false nine business.
No, but you see when people say that as well, I'm so happy on the platform. He had no choice, man. Both your strikers were injured. I saw on AFTV, he thought he was pepped. Bro, if you not had one of them there, he wouldn't have done that.
The point I'm trying to make with that is like we don't have the personnel to just be able to be like, all right, switch up this false nine business. You know what I'm saying? So that's where the quality needs to be there in order for you to be as a manager and be like, I can make this happen. If you don't have the quality, no matter what you think, you could have been coaching with Pep and all of that kind of stuff. You can't just wake up one night and be like, all right, cool, let me try this false nine business, because it's not going to work. As you saw.
I fully hear you, but you don't need to make 8 changes for one match. My thing is, if you got Champions League on Wednesday and then you got Premier League on Saturday, let's say we're using the Spurs squad for example, and then you're playing Real Madrid on the Wednesday, you play all your top guns, and then you put Mora in on the Saturday, and you put Ali in, and then you put in Lo Celso. Like you rest free, and you don't need to do the whole, because Pep does 8 for 8 because his squad is ridiculous. And he can still win matches. You don't need to do that because Tuchel does not do 8 for 8. He'll do 2 or 3, but it's still enough to keep the players fresh and do something. And I don't see enough managers doing that.
But George, I think that's what Prime was just making his point. It's just like he's had the 4 years to build his squad to that point where it's like he can do
look at Klopp, though.
8 changes. Oh, okay. Yeah. So I'm just saying in terms. Go on, Prime.
You say look at Klopp. Klopp has burned out his players.
It's exactly my point.
The injuries that you guys are having, I don't just believe they're fluke. You're burnt out.
Bro, they're not burnt out. 2 of them were impact injuries. I'm sorry, I have to cut you.
You're burnt out.
Nah, bro, two of them were impact injuries, bro. They're just mad unlucky. Both of them were like our 2 main centre backs both got impact injuries. Gomez in the England squad and Van Dijk in the Everton game.
Gomez is injured anyways. So
but all his injuries have been impact injuries, bro. Every time he's got ACL, they've been impact injuries. You can be unlucky and just get impact injuries. Chamberlain was the same as well. He got 2 impact injuries in 2 years. Champions League and then 1 straight after.
Yeah, Chamberlain's always injury prone. I'll tell you that for free.
No. He was at Arsenal, but at Liverpool, the only injuries for long term he's got was Champions League, and then when he come back, he got impact 1 as well.
Yeah.
So,
oh man. Oh yeah. With that whole Arteta business, it's just.
Wait, what did he say? What did you say, Prime?
Yeah, no, let Prime talk because he said something.
There are 2 seasons, and he got 2 injuries.
Huh?
How long has Chambers been at Liverpool?
3 seasons now.
So 2 major injuries in 3 seasons then.
Yeah, but there's still impact though. That's still unlucky.
It's not unlucky. You're injury prone.
Bro, I'm not saying that he's not injury prone, but the way he got injured it's not like his usual chain of injuries where it's like a thigh injury or something. He got a heavy tackle in the Champions League and he was out for like 8 to 9 months. That's unlucky. And then when he come back, he got injured again. That's unlucky.
He needs some milk.
But you got so Van Dijk needs milk as well because Pickford clattered into him.
Yeah, no, that one was mad. I don't know how Pickford didn't get a red card in that game.
The Chamberlain one was worse though, but I'm just like playing devil's advocate, isn't it?
Yeah, it's crazy. But let's talk about obviously Arsenal cruised to a 2-0 win against Newcastle today. Going off that performance and what happened in the Europa League dash, where do you guys how are you feeling in terms of your confidence level going into the game?
Today was just a dress rehearsal. I think there's a couple of players that you could see that they were definitely auditioning for that game. I think the good thing was to see Aubameyang scoring today. Still looked very much rusty, but goals can change. As we were just talking about Werner and stuff like that, if you start scoring goals as a striker, it brings that confidence back. So I think he gave him up to about the 7th minute, and then took him off. So just wrapping him in cotton wool. So that was a bonus. Apart from that, Newcastle kind of looked like where they're at in the league. They're still having their issues in terms of getting consistency in terms of how they're playing. And it's a game where you could look at it in two ways. Was it because Newcastle were just completely dead out, or was it the fact that Arsenal really like put them to this, and really outplay them? I don't know. It's one of them. Is neither or really for me. I'm just seeing it in a sense of like, hopefully this brings a little bit more confidence, because if we would have lost to Villarreal, they come into the Premier League and lose again, it just amounts a lot of pressure going into that last game. At least now going into the Europa semi-final, second leg, there's a little bit of confidence. And like I said, Aubameyang scoring.
Who starts on Dash? Who starts on Thursday in terms of up front?
Oh, Aubameyang.
Yeah.
Without a doubt, we've got to go with our talisman. And like Torch said, yeah, he's had a bad season, but you can't just rub someone out for just one bad season. You never know now going into the important stages. And this is what I say in terms of like certain strikers. Like, I think Aubameyang is a striker that he could get a team across the line. And like I don't care if I disrespect, but you've got the likes of Kane and stuff like that, who seemingly you can see that he's not able to push his team across the line with the goals that's needed. So if we got like a goal, a confident Aubameyang, I feel like a game like Villarreal, he can show up and score like he did against the Benficas as well. He's not having a great season, but then he pops up with 2 important goals, and then we go through. So yeah, we definitely have to start with Aubameyang.
Oh, interesting. But yeah, today's game, like Jan at Love Football hate. Okay, Jan love football hate KSC. So yeah, it kind of reads how it reads, I guess. But he said cruise to an easy win, but it was dull as hell.
Yeah,
I mean,
listen, we've got nothing to play for in it. It wasn't a game that you're looking at it and you're thinking to yourself, oh yeah, there's something going on. Even it was so bad in the sense like it was often interrupted. I was watching on an American network, and it was often interrupted by the whole news of what was going on at United. Even when Aubameyang scored, they had it on split screen, and even the commentator, she had to apologize. Goes, we apologize to all Newcastle and Arsenal fans who obviously are watching the match, and we've had to take the United story coverage. So it's like one of those games, no importance, but it's just the confidence that we're just trying to build it going into an important game. And that's what counts. We were speaking of air, and I was saying it's like, at the end of the day, with all that's gone on now, we are now at the crescendo part of the season. And this is what counts. Like even last season when we got into the FA Cup semi-final and then got to the final and won, it's how you finish. We've got the opportunity to win a major trophy, albeit it could be, it's a downgrade from the Champions League, but it's a major trophy in itself. And then by winning a trophy, you get a seat at the Champions League table. So if we're able to get in through the back door of the rave, we're still going to be in that rave talking to Gal and, having a good time, popping champs, dancing, doing our thing. No, it doesn't matter how we got in, we're in it. That's the main thing. So hopefully,
will beat United in the final. If you and United get to the final, I back Arsenal to win.
I hope so, man. I hope so.
You will. You will.
That out there. We need positive affirmations.
Law of attraction, man. They got law of attraction.
They won't.
No, they will. They will. Still, they will. I don't rate this United team. I always tell Sems this, man.
What was that, Prime? What was that, Prime?
I don't rate the City, but they're winning the league for a reason.
No, I hear you, but I just don't think that United just don't convince me. That at least with City, I know what they're gonna do. They're gonna pass you to death. They're gonna press you when you don't have the ball. That when they don't have the ball, I don't know what United do, bro. I know in the big games that they counter attack and they do it well based on the season, but bro, listen, when Liverpool are back next season, we get them smoke.
You see what it is, Torch. If Arsenal would get to get into the final with United, look, as an Arsenal fan, you go into that and you just like, look, anything could happen in this final. We've done well against United this season in terms of like, not losing. We've not lost to them this season, so that in itself could play well on the player's mind. And you listen, when you get into the final, you got to just do what you got to do in it, and hopefully off the back of that we can win.
Yeah, I mean,
it's going to be a tough game. It's not going to be. You can't go. Oh, apart from Spurs playing City, that was an easy final. But normally, it's never really an easy final when you get into it.
I don't know about the Spurs dig, but carry on.
Hey, I'm just talking facts, though, innit? It's facts.
Yeah, no. I mean, obviously, to be fair, if in the final anyone can win, but I can't see Arsenal beating United. I really can't. I do think United are comfortably second for a reason, and they do score a lot of goals, even though they can bore you to death in certain games. They do know how to turn.
You say that you can't see it, but we've not lost to United this season, though.
Yeah, but I think
You know
when it
that again, bro. Say that one again.
When it comes to competition, where it matters, it's different. Remember, United have players that won the Europa League before. Pogba and Luke Shaw. They've got Bruno, who's a winner and a fighter. Cavani's a winner and a fighter.
Of course. I don't even discount that.
Aubameyang's not playing well. Lacazette is not that great. Pepe's not that great. You've got David Luiz and Rob Holding as your defense. Tierney might be out injured for the final as well. So it's not like you guys have anyone to rely on.
Well, the only thing I could say to you that if we do make the final, we do get in there. We've at least got players that have won stuff, so you can always revert back to that kind of notion in terms of we do have winners. So like you said, going into the final, it's a cup competition. Anything can happen in the final. At least we can draw back on those kind of successes that we've had previously. Like last season, we had no right to be winning the FA Cup with the team that we had, but we did it. We've been in many finals, and it's like, wow, how did we get here? But we won it. So in that sense, I will have a little bit of confidence to be like, we could possibly do something. But I'm not gonna kid myself. United is a big team, it's a good team in it. So
yeah, no, I'll be worried if Arsenal get to the finals because in a one-off game.
Of course, you're a hater, man. Of course you would.
No, I'm not hating. I don't want Arsenal to win. Are you crazy? There's no way I want Arsenal to win. I'm just keeping it real. I just like in a one-off game, you got to hope and pray Man United do them dirty. And like I said, I don't want any English teams to win it, but it looks like it will be at least one English team in the final, probably two. So yeah, but then if Villarreal get an away goal, I think Arsenal will win. But it just depends on how many goals Villarreal score. If they score 2 away goals, you're in trouble. If you can keep it to just them scoring 1 and then obviously you beat them 3-1, 4-1, you're through. If they get 2 away goals, then
one thing that I would say, sorry, I mentioned this to you, like the overriding feeling I have against that game is like why I'm happy that it's Villarreal and it's managed by Unai Emery. He has those mistakes in him. And he showed it in the first leg as well. Like he took off one of the strikers and he put Francis Coquelin in, and that completely changed their game.
He ain't gonna do that again, man. They're gonna score 2 early goals and slap you lot up, fam. I'm sorry, bro. Like if you don't get to the final, you will beat United, but they're gonna slap you lot up, man. I'm sorry, bro. You know why? Because it's just written, bro. He's won 3 in a row. He's done this. You don't exiled him when he should have been exiled. He should have got another season. Like. He's just got so much vengeance. Like he's just gonna be, and you know what? Don't be surprised in the end when he goes to a press conference and he says "good evening" on purpose. Like, bro, it's gonna be one of them ones, bro. It's long.
Listen, I'm sure Arteta's also talking to the players that Unai Emery shunned and be like, listen, this is the manager that thought you wasn't good enough, so go out there and show him innit. So it goes even.
But them man don't fight for him though, man.
Who they don't what?
Like they don't. Your players don't fight for Arteta, man.
There's a lot of letdowns. I'll admittedly say that there are a lot of letdowns, but it's been a difficult season, isn't it? So all I can just hope for now, out of the difficult season that we've had, let's get into this semi-final. Let's try and win it, and then get to the final and see what we do. Should he be sacked?
Yeah, like are you Arteta out or in?
No, I'm not
right now.
I'm not Arteta out.
Why? You're ninth. I really want to know from Arsenal fans. You're ninth. How are you not Arteta out when you lot was Wenger out when he was 4th? It proper baffles me.
I'm just of the notion to see what comes of the summer. I want to see what comes of the summer. So I want to see like in the position in terms of like, are we able to get to the players that he ultimately needs for the style of play that he wants, and see what comes of that.
All right, let me spin it this way. I'll ask Prime first. If Arteta doesn't win the Europa League and you guys finish 8th or 9th, should Arteta be sacked, Prime?
Yes, he should. He should have been sacked when Arsenal were 15.
Bro, you should have been sacked, man. Yeah, word.
If Arsenal win this Europa League and they're in the Champions League next season, they will finish 12th or 13th in the Premier League. They should get out of their group, so they'll probably finish second. Then they'll end up facing a Bayern Munich or a PSG and they'll get battered. So it's not worth being in the Champions League.
Straight into the point.
So why do teams battle to get into the Champions League? You saying
That's
no
what started with that one. You look pissed.
No, I'm not pissed. I'm just saying. Our clubs are different. Innit? We obviously need Champions League for completely different reasons to how it would be for the teams that are, have loads of money and stuff like that. We need that Champions League fee. You know what I'm saying? That is the benefit for us. Whether or not we're not going to go into the Champions League, we know we're not going to go into the Champions League and win or do bits in there. That's not where we're at the moment. But if we do get into the Champions League, then you know what comes of it. Trying to attract the better players, trying to build in that sense. So, you're talking from a perspective, obviously, of being Chelsea. I understand that, but I'm talking about the reality of what Arsenal is right now.
You've been in the Europa League for 4 seasons now, and you've spent money, but you spent it poorly. The Champions League money, you will still spend it poorly, and you'll still get battered.
Okay.
He's right. Still, guys, so, I need to head off after this. Can I just say one thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
No. I was just gonna say, bro. Honestly, I agree with Prime because when it was 15th, he should have gone, man. I was so confused.
Of course.
He should have gone way before Lampard, way before Lampard, bro. And the fact that I just honestly think, because the way that I see how all Arsenal fans react is how AFTV reacts, because I just feel like it's the face of Arsenal, isn't it? So when years gone by, I'm seeing man are on Lombard, man are on fucking Arsene Wenger, and then man are on Unai Emery, but they're not on Arteta.
Do you know why though? The reason being is because it's beyond the appointment of the manager.
I know, but you lot are so bad. You lot are next level bad. That's not the man. That's not the board.
It's definitely the board. It's definitely because under three managers,
Arsenal are not ninth because of the board, bro. The players that you have are not ninth, bro. They're not. They're not.
So you've just spent bare time talking about the appointments, about getting players, about your board not getting the right players. What do you think is happening at Arsenal? You just said there are appointments.
Bro, I can't lie, bro. I've seen the squad you have. I've seen when the squad you have finished 5th, bro. The same group of players finished 5th.
Bro,
the only thing that's changed for them to go 5th tonight is the manager, bro. That's a fact.
The same players that finished 5th are the Aubameyang, the Lacazette, that are 2 years older than they were pre. You think the players are still going to be able to perform how they did back?
Yeah, but then you added Pepe.
We're now without Aubameyang's goals from last season, when we're all told is as soon as Aubameyang stops scoring, Arsenal are fucked.
But whose fault is that though? The only time you stop scoring is when Arteta's come in, bro. You can't look too far past that.
Listen,
I think he's such a poor manager, personally.
So you think that the reason why Aubameyang is not scoring is because of Arteta?
100%, bro. I think the whole way he sets up has had a detrimental effect on Aubameyang. 100%.
How is he set up? How is that?
Honest to God, I couldn't even tell you. But what I could tell you is this. But what I could tell you is this. Yeah? No, but I'm looking at it from. You got to tell me
how he set. You got to tell me how he set it up.
I'm telling you. I don't watch Arsenal enough, but I'm saying to you, from looking at it from a factual standpoint, is when Unai Emery was there, this guy won the Golden Boot, bro. He did. That's facts. Yeah. Since Unai Emery's left, and Arteta's come in,
he missed the Golden Boot by 1 goal last season.
Right, cool. Missed it by 1 goal last season. And Arteta only coming for the ending of that season, yeah. My point is, bro, since he's had a full season with him, you've heard multiple reports of Aubameyang having this, missing matches for this and that, and only the other day, the only thing that's been confirmed of him actually missing a match for is malaria, and he's not performed when he has started, bro, and he signed a new contract. If you don't blame a manager for not getting your star striker to score goals, you can't blame the board for that, bro. Honest to God, you can't. Firmino don't score. We blame.
I'm telling you this. There's a lot more than just Arteta can go tomorrow. We'll still have the same issues, bro.
I bet Chelsea fans were saying that until they got Tuchel. Was you saying that, Pam? There you go. Every Chelsea fan thought the defenders were shit.
So
they thought it was the defenders.
Who got Tuchel? The board, right? Our board is not getting the proper people. We're not getting the proper people. And what's it called?
Exactly. But the person that you have now is shit, though. That's why you can't avoid the fact that Arteta is shit.
The board is not sacking him. So then, what do we need to do? I'm not going to waste my energy being like, Arteta out, whatever. What I'm saying is that you get what I'm saying. I just want to see is like, all right, if this board is sticking with this guy, let's see what happens. If they're going to back him, let's see what happens. If he needs the players that he needs, let's see what happens. Until then, there's nothing. I'm not going to go outside Arsenal Stadium and be standing
if they invested in him, can he turn it around? In your honest to God opinion, like if he actually, no questions asked, empty checkbook, got the players he wants to play however he wants to play, because I can't tell you how he wants to play, whether it's like Pep or in his own way. Is it going to bang? Because I don't think it is personally.
I'm agreeing with you. He's an inexperienced manager. We don't know what he's got in his locker, but we just got to see. We've got to see in it. We've got to see what happens.
All right, boys. On that note, we're going to have to wrap it up because I'm mindful of time. But I will say before we go that I agree with Torch, because Aubameyang's been played on the left. He's been played on the right. He's been played through the middle. That has nothing to do with Aubameyang. That's more the manager. The manager's playing him up there, playing him there.
But what's he going to do? Even under Unai Emery, you see this whole narrative.
Yes, but he got goals still. Let me shout.
Under this whole narrative of like, Aubameyang needs to play central.
Yeah, he does.
He gets most of his goals on the wing, cutting in. So now you're telling. Then when he plays central, then when people see that he can't play central, they're like, he needs to play. None of you guys know. Like you said, you've just blatantly admitted it. You don't watch Arsenal, so you can't.
No, I do, but not enough compared to you.
But so I'm telling you, as an Arsenal fan, this narrative of him playing down the middle is completely wrong. He gets most of these goals coming off the left. You know what I'm saying? That's what he does. That's how he gets his goals. So when people are saying, he's not scoring goals, he's not playing down the middle, you don't watch Arsenal. So as soon as I hear people talk that, I switch off, but I'm just like, he's had a bad season. Like many other players have had a bad season. He's had a bad season. Whatever reason
But do you put that down to Arteta?
Our form, it would include Arteta. It would include the players as well. There are individual errors. There are individual errors that Arsenal players are making that are contributing to poorness. Absolute poor. We're talking about even experienced players are being very poor, very, very poor. So we just got to see, man. If we get quality,
even Lacazette, he's had his best season now, and who's that down to? Arteta, bro.
So then, what are you saying? Is he doing well for the players? Or he's not doing well for the players.
No, he's not. No, he's still shit. He's still shit. But I'm just saying, like he done one good thing in it. I'm just saying, like he made Lacazette play well. But he's not made it back. He's still shit.
One thing I would say as an Arsenal fan, and I would admit, inexperienced manager. Any other manager, I don't know how he's keeping his job. I don't know who his best brethren is up there in the board, but he's keeping his job. If the board are supporting him, let's see if they can bring in the players that he needs to play the style of football. Like I mentioned earlier on, some managers are more equipped to being better managers when they have what they need. Not every manager can just get players and be like, let me develop these players and make them good. So I'm hoping if he does get the players that is suited for his football, then we can do well. If it doesn't, then we're in a results business, isn't it? He would have to go. He would have to go. But my support is with my manager. I want him to do well. I want the team to do well.
Exactly. No, that's all good. So yeah, we're gonna wrap it up now because we've been chatting away for quite a while, and I'm mindful that everybody has a life outside of football as well.
Arsenal, all right, I understand.
So yeah, I'll start with Prime. Prime, where can they find you, and what have you got going on?
Yeah, I'm on Stars, mainly. That's my Twitter down below. And catch me on there because we'll be doing a Champions League preview for the second leg, even though it's pointless because we're through.
Love it.
I'm taking like 4 clips from my Insta, bro. My reels are gonna be going through the roof when you don't lose. Cause these reels been slapping hard, bro. Trust me, fam. Oh,
So,
I'll tag you, bro. Full credits.
and Torch, where can we find you?
Torch at What Happened Football. Literally, if you never want to miss a video, follow my Instagram. Most active on there. Just started the Twitter thing like last week, trying to build it up as well. And yeah, YouTube, What Happened Football.
Wicked. And Dashiki Dash.
Yeah, another great show. Pleasure being amongst you guys, man. I love being here. As per usual, you can find me on a dash of sports Instagram. That's why I give you all like your daily sports news and trending stories. And you can also see them catch the main show itself on YouTube. A dash of sports. Same thing. Give you all the sports and news and trending stories. And also I've got like a Premier League review where I just round up all the games over the week. And yeah, man, just catch me on there.
Wicked. And yeah, thank you boys for coming on. Obviously, I'm your host, Patrick Tyrant, usually on here as just a pundit like you guys, but today I've stepped up to the mark. So I've been hosting, which is good. And yeah, you lot can find me on the usual at, which is below Patrick Tyrant, and also at Views TV Official on Insta and Twitter. But yeah, I'm your host, Patrick Tyrant. These are my pundits, and this is Everyone's a Pundit. Cheers.
Love, bro.
Love, bro. Best.
All right, and that is